Greetings everyone! Welcome to issue 40 of Sonic the Hedgehog. If you come here immediately after my review of issue 39, I would suggest stopping now and watch my Mecha Madness review, as issue 40 is the aftermath of the events surrounding Sonic getting turned into a robot and attacking his friends and home. Then again, I did mention Mecha Madness at the end of my issue 39 review, so you would have to watch it regardless. But I'm a nice guy, so I'll recap what's happened so far. Sonic came up with an insane plan to get himself roboticized to take down Robotnik for good. After his friends, who are also council members for some reason, wisely rejected the idea, Sonic gets ambushed by Knack and taken to Robotnik to get roboticized. The newly created Mecha Sonic soon went on a rampage at Knothole, and not even Bunny and Knuckles could stop him. So Operation Last Resort was initiated, which involved using an old roboticizer and changing someone, in this case Knuckles, so they can fight Mecha Sonic. Despite this new advantage, Mecha Knuckles is punched towards the direction of Robotropolis' nukes. Mecha Knuckles drags Mecha Sonic along for the ride, and yeah. Both survived, but Mecha Sonic's in worse shape due to taking the brunt of the blast. Fortunately, both are restored to normal. Knuckles by hopping into the roboticizer and throwing it in reverse, and Sonic by way of enhanced Sega plot armor. Things don't end well. Sonic forces Knuckles to leave without so much as a thank you, and the Hedgehog himself is arrested, on the grounds of, from the Freedom Fighters' point of view, Sonic breaking the rules and getting himself roboticized. Our story begins with Sonic in jail and Antoine using his new position as commander to read him the riot act. Actually, that's not true. The real start of the issue is the recap told from Sonic's point of view, which is odd considering he doesn't remember anything after being roboticized. Maybe it all came back to him eventually. And since I just did a recap, we'll move on. Sonic exposits that Antoine's just watching him while everyone's busy rebuilding Knothole. Antoine doesn't have time for this, he's got more important things to do. And I bet you anything Antoine's really enjoying this, given all the times Sonic's picked on him in the past. There's at least one person who's on Sonic's side, and that person happens to be Amy Rose. Through Sally and Rotor, we learn that backup units and equipment were stored away from Knothole, planned in advance by King Acorn, Sally's father. Good idea actually, storing things underground and away from a primary target in case disaster happens. The problem is, why put it near a jailhouse? A prisoner could, in theory, dig a tunnel out and stumble upon this equipment. Just saying. Sally's upset that she still has to follow the rules and court-martial Sonic, but pulls herself together enough to drag Amy away, not to mention giving Sonic his court date. On the day of the court-martial, Sonic recognizes the two kangaroos from way back in issue 6, and they are the jury and the gavel bangers. Real subtle, Gallagher. Sally, being royalty, will be the one to give final judgment, Antoine's the prosecutor, and Bunny's the bailiff. Bunny's not in a pleasant mood. I don't blame her given recent events. She's even equipped with a missile to home in and destroy Sonic's enhanced Sega plot armor. I guess Rotor must have analyzed the info from Nicole. Antoine's really getting into his role as prosecutor. Dude must really want Sonic to fry. Sally does allow Sonic to have a rebuttal. The Hedgehog informs Antoine that while he was focusing on him, he failed to notice that a certain cell was empty, one that belonged to Knack the Weasel. Antoine breaks down at this revelation, but unfortunately the trial is all about Sonic, and the kangaroos find him guilty. Sonic makes a plea to Sally. He may be brash at times, but he is a loyal freedom fighter. All he wants is a chance to prove his innocence. Eventually, Sally gives him 24 hours and he will be tracked at all times. Now you think Robotnik would use this chance to attack or something, but no, he's busy rebuilding his city. None of his main computers are working, but the one that is informs Robotnik that Sonic is back to normal. Still, this experience has not humbled Robotnik one bit, plus he has some ultimate weapon that he'll unleash upon Mobius soon. Sonic arrives at the Robo-Hobo Jungle, a place where Robotnik's obsolete robots hang out, including the very first badnik he ever fought, Caterkiller. Memories. After making them cry uncle, Sonic forces Caterkiller to reveal the location of Knack the Weasel, the bottom of the barrel bar and grill, the seediest dive on Mobius. The Gorilla Bouncer here won't make Sonic's job easy, but a figure 8 speed boost solves that issue. Sonic appears to have Knack cornered. However, it's a case of I surrender, sucker. Knack makes a getaway, noting the gorilla bouncers waking up, and will look over Sonic. Still, the bounty hunter cannot pass up an opportunity to give Robotnik a ring. He'll give Robotnik the location of an unconscious Sonic in exchange for some money. In a smart move on Knack's part, he wants the money transferred into his bank account this time. Getting thrown out by a giant badnik is a wonderful learning experience. Too bad he didn't count on Sonic sneaking aboard his bike. Once Knack's unconscious, Sonic rigs his bike to self-destruct and sends it towards Robotnik as yet another screw you. Sonic returns to Nonhole with Knack in tow and apologizes to Rotor for using the tracking device as a gas mask filter. So yeah, Sonic's forgiven and back on the team. And I wish I could see Antoine's day get ruined. Well, we're back to the sillier Mike Gallagher writing. I can understand given the darker nature of the Mecha Madness saga, though I'm glad it has not reverted all the way back to the earlier days. The comic at this point is going through a tonal shift. Admittedly not a smooth one, but it's trying not to be as fourth wall breaking as it once was. In fact, evidence of this rough tonal shift can be found in this issue. We have Sally's burden of maintaining her father's laws, and then there's Antoine's over-the-top behavior in this issue. Another example is Robotnik declaring Mobius will bow to a weapon of ultimate destruction. Then he gets blown up in a comedic fashion, though this example works with the benefit of hindsight. The return of Dave Manic's angular art style just after Spaz's only adds to the overall jarring nature. As for the plot itself, it is simple enough. Sonic goes on trial, but gets a chance to clear his name, which he does. I mean, come on! Sonic the Hedgehog a criminal? Well, at least he'll never have to go through that again, right? I have decided to give this issue a 6. The rough tonal shifts and art don't help, but I do appreciate the continuity nods here and there, plus the fact that they dedicated an entire issue to deal with the aftermath of Mecha Madness. They did not have to do this. Sonic and his friends could have been all chummy at the end of that story, which would have been a cop-out ending. And I've seen plenty of those. Despite my earlier thoughts on the rough tonal shifts, in my opinion, I don't think an aftermath issue like this would have been possible during the earlier, goofier Gallagher days. Poor Antoine. He just can't handle the truth.